What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video we're going to go over ticker symbol TMSR that just had a crazy day. February 1st of 2019 on a Friday. We're going to go over and break this down, so let's jump into it. All eyes were on TMSR on Friday, just with its crazy price action and it's ripping through prices. This is the 1 minute chart right here of what it did. And if we go back to the previous day, Thursday, this was at $1.50. And then towards the end of the day, on Thursday, this went from $1.50 and just started to slowly move up to $2.50. The next day, Friday, this opens up at $3 and just slowly started moving up from 3 to 4 to 5. And then that's when all the volume just started coming in on this at $5. And it did get halted a couple times on its way up. But this, I remember watching this and I wish I would have recorded it to show it to you guys. I've been trying to search online to see if anybody else recorded it. But the price action and the way this was moving through prices was just insane. And it's not like this was a really low float stock. The float on this, when I was looking it up, let me bring this over. If I go to Finviz, the float on it says it's almost 13 million with the shares outstanding of almost 30 million. The way this was moving, it wasn't moving like it was a 13 million float. This thing was moving like it was a sub 1 million float stock. Really crazy price action. And you can see the daily chart on this. It's not too pretty. Not too pretty at all. You can see a pump and dump right here when it ran up to 10 and then slammed right back down. A very, very risky play TMSR was. And if I come over to Yahoo Finance, same thing with the shares outstanding around 30 million and the float at 11 million. And like I was saying, the way this was moving, it wasn't moving like a 13 million float stock. When this got above $5 and was getting halted, a volatility halt, and when it would open back up, this thing was ripping 25, 50 cents at a time. And I noticed throughout the whole day, this had a little bit of a spread on it, a 10, 15 cent spread. Very high risk, but very rewarding if you were to able to catch this on great pullbacks and when it ripped back up. When this broke through $5, when I was watching this, it easily just broke up through 5, through 6, through 7, through 8, just nonstop. I couldn't believe it. Every dollar this was breaking through, it just kept going and going and going and going. I'm like, wow. It was just insane watching this. You could see it right here. I think it got halted here at 4, and they reopened it back up here at around 5, shot down to 4 again, ripped back up to 5, and then when it broke through 5, it was just game over. It just ripped up to 570, then up through 6, then all the way up through 7, and it gets halted again. And then they open it back up, and this thing shoots from 7 up to 855. And then we finally got a pullback right here and a little bit of consolidation. Nice pullback down to 650s here. And then from 650s, this just ripped all the way up to 944, 950-ish. And then from there on out, it was like in this range. You can see we got another pullback here down to the VWAP of $7. And it just kept popping from 7 up to around 875. It would pop up a little over $9, but main resistance of what I was seeing was 875. Nice pops here. All the way from just before 11, it was in this range. Just after, right at 130 is when it finally broke down. After this pullback right here, when it had this big run up, from 1030 to 130 was great opportunity on this. Now that it broke through this 650 level and it came down here to $5 and bounced back up to 580, and then closed the day out here at 550. Going into the weekend, there are going to be a lot of people, a lot of eyes on this stock going into Monday. People, you got to think of the psychology. People who weren't in the market on Friday, people who traded this on Friday or just watched it on Friday, they're doing research over the weekend. They're seeing how big this ran. They get a little bit of FOMO. All eyes are going to be on this stock coming Monday. So it's going to be important to see where this opens up Monday. If we look at this in different time frames, on the 65-minute, you could see from $1.50, this just ran straight up to a high of $9.50, and then we get this sell-off right here. And you could see the selling start to decline on this a little bit, and then it ends with a doji right here. 30-minute, just about the same thing. 15-minute, looks like it's trying to bounce right here at $5. So going into this on Monday, I'm going to put $5 is going to be a key level for this. $5 and $6. From 5 to 6, I want to draw my lines out and prepare and go off of what this did Friday as a guide. Right now it's showing $5 support with $6 resistance, and if it breaks through 5, this thing has a ways to come down if it breaks through 5. The next important level, I'm going to say, is at around $3, $3.50. A really risky stock with big reward. I don't want to get FOMO and want to chase this. I just want to see what happens Monday. I've seen stocks have huge runs on Fridays and then look forward to it on Monday, and right before the market opens, the company comes out with public offerings or warrants or puts out bad news or something, and it just kills the stock. So I'm just going to draw my lines on TMSR and see what happens pre-market and right before the bell of what happens on TMSR. Anything could happen. Anything at all. Friday was a weird one. We had one stock gapping up pre-market on Friday from $1.20 to a high of $2.50. And as soon as the market opened, it just sold off and then just collapsed down. And I believe this company had warrants out. So that's why, they just got rid of those warrants. And it was really slow Friday for like the first hour. Nothing was really going on. And then all of a sudden, TMSR just started going off on everybody's scans and was just running crazy. And from what I was hearing, I kept hearing farmer pumping or something. Farmer. I'm like, who the heck is Farmer? And after digging into it, I guess Farmer is Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron. I guess he got in on this with his chat room and it started pumping it up. And that's all it could really take. This company didn't have any news. Sometimes it's a hit or miss with these chat room pumps. You'll see a chat room pump up a stock and unload it and it'll fall down. Or you'll see a chat room pump up a stock and it'll just go supernova parabolic. Because it's all about the timing. If there's nothing going on in the market and traders are looking for something to trade and nothing's popping up, and a chat room pumps a low float stock, all those traders are going to gravitate towards what's popping off on the scanners because they want something to trade. That's what happened with TMSR. It was like the perfect storm. Nothing was going on in the market. No eye-popping press releases. TTNP was selling off. And when this started gaining momentum, just volume flooded into this, and it was able to just keep going and going. Then on other days, if we have great press releases off and there are like 3 or 4 stocks that are up and have range and are volatile and are moving, then it's going to be a little bit harder for this to move because you then have volume distributed over 4 stocks. So all eyes were focused on TMSR, and that's why we had this great run up right here. And then it was like in this range from $7 to almost $9. It's all about thinking about the psychology. What are other traders looking at? But on a Friday, this didn't really have, eye-popping volume. Sure, this stock had all-time volume on the day it ran right here, but the volume was only 9.3 million. So now going into Monday, a lot more people are going to have eyes on this. This could break a new all-time record for volume for the stock. This is going to be my #1 watch going into Monday, depending on what press releases and what gaps up pre-market. That's the thing. If something else hot pops up on Monday that has a history of running or a great press release with great keywords in it, that could steal the attention from this. But a lot of attention is going to be on TMSR. Going over to Yahoo Finance, 56% of the shares are held by insiders, and only 2 institutions are holding shares. I typed in on Google here, TMSR, just to see what would pop up, and the top stories is, will TMSR Holdings Company go down anytime soon? Seeing what other people are saying about TMSR. But then also too, I go to FinBiz and I see what sector and industry TMSR is in. I see that it's a Chinese stock. And I see that it's in this industry and in this sector. So what do? I go to the sector here, and I select the same sector, I select the same industry, and I just go through and I see what other stocks are in this same sector and same industry that could potentially follow momentum with TMSR. And there's 2 pages of stuff here, but I'm looking for stocks under $10. You can look under $20 if you wanted, under $50, whatever you want. If I look at the stocks under $20, there's 4 pages of stocks here to go through. Just going through and looking if there's any other ones that has a great daily chart and has a history of running. Are there any familiar stocks that traders will remember that had big days in the past? NESR looks like it had a big runner there from 11 up to 14. One caught my eye here, SGBX. I can't find it on here, but if I type it in here, this is in the same sector and industry as TMSR. The float's 3 million, shares outstanding 4 million, 17% institutional owned. This is the daily right here. So I just added this to my watch list to see if anything comes of it. Because a lot of times, if one stock has one big, great day, other stocks will follow in sympathy. So I'm going to go through here and filter, just go through and see if there's anything that I like right here. But like I said, I really wish I recorded the price action here on TMSR. And now I'm going to have to wait a couple days for Thinkorswim on demand so I can go through and rewatch when the on demand feature has the recording of it. But just crazy price action, like I said. And if you are not, this is an account blow up stock right here. If you are not careful and are just chasing this stock right here, this thing was moving dollars at a time, 50 cents at a time. And I've even seen it on the level too. This stock had 15, 20 cent spreads. And if you were going off and chasing this at a breakout at $9 and this pulled back and you didn't sell, from $9 to $7, you're down $2. If you buy 500 shares and at this pullback and you get stubborn and don't sell it, you're down $1,000. You have to be careful with stocks like this. It's all about risk versus reward. All about that. You can't get FOMO and chase stocks like these. You gotta take a step back and just, if you don't feel comfortable, don't touch it. Either watch it or look at something else. Because all it takes is for one stock to blow up your whole account, or one trade to just kill your whole year, and you got to start from ground zero again. So I just thought I'd make a quick video for you guys to give you my opinions on TMSR. Just go over what it did. Let me know down in the comments down below if you traded TMSR or not, or if you're looking forward to this on Monday. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. Till next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. All right, later, everyone.